बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। हेलो दोस्तों, कैसे हो आप? मैं हूं मोहम्मद आजम रियाज और आप देख रहे हैं जीएन न्यूज उर्दू। आज तारीख है
The 17th of May 2022. Russia-Ukraine war live. Russia-Ukraine war. The bloodiest war is over as Ukrainian fighters evacuated from Mariupol steel plant. Ukraine says Azov fighters have completed their mission. More than 260 militants have been evacuated from the besieged steel mill as rescue efforts continue. Ukraine ends combat mission in Mariupol after months of fierce siege in the strategic port city. Ukraine is withdrawing its forces from the Azovstal steel plant. Around the world news. Sweden will apply for NATO membership, with voting still pending in Finland's parliament. The Swedish government has decided to change its decades-old security policy and formally join the security alliance, Prime Minister Magdalena Andersson announced on Monday. The Finnish parliament later voted on the same plan. Turkey has threatened to block NATO bids from Finland and Sweden. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has reiterated his opposition to Finland and Sweden joining NATO, just hours after he said he would join. Biden approves withdrawal of U.S. troops from Somalia. This reverses his predecessor Donald Trump's decision to withdraw about 700 troops from the country. The United States has agreed to ease Trump-era sanctions on Cuba. The new rules will allow more travel to the island and speed up visa processing. Thousands took to the streets in the Tunisian capital, Tunis, on Sunday to protest the political actions of Tunisian President Kais Saied and rising food prices. One of the citizens' coordinators against the coalition, one of the organizers of the protest, told the state broadcaster that he had rejected the country's new constitution which Mr. Saied had unilaterally drafted. Can Africa replace Russia's gas supply to Europe? After Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Europe is desperately looking for alternative sources of gas. Turkey can block NATO bids from Sweden and Finland. Authorities say the shooting at a California church was motivated by anti-Taiwan hatred. The Akivu nuclear power plant will be Turkey's first, but Russia's invasion of Ukraine could cause problems. Middle East news. Hezbollah allies lose in Lebanon elections. Preliminary results show. Preliminary results from Lebanon's parliamentary elections indicate that allies of the Iranian-backed Shiite Muslim group Hezbollah have lost support. Lebanese are voting in the parliamentary elections. Hezbollah allies fear losing ground in Lebanon elections. Partial results show a shift in the balance of power in parliament, where Hezbollah and Al-Jud once had a majority. Saudi oil giant is seeing an increase in profits as prices rise. State-owned Saudi Aramco is currently the world's most valuable company due to rising oil prices. Yemen, a ray of hope in a devastating war. The ceasefire in Yemen has given some Yemenis hope for a better future and a chance to rebuild. Church leaders have condemned Israeli police raids on Abu Akleh's funeral. After the leader's death, top U.S. officials in Harris, but also in the United Arab Emirates after the death of President Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed, the U.S. delegation congratulated the new leader Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. Africa. Biden called on Trump to reverse the withdrawal of U.S. military trainers from Somalia. O Live, Australia Federal Election 2022 Live. Albanians press for labor costs ahead of Thursday's announcement. 66 deaths from Coyote. Asian news. More than 1 million COVID cases are feared in North Korea. The military has been ordered to intervene as a wave of cowardly cases spread across the unvaccinated country. Shanghai is now in the grip of a severe lockdown, in stark contrast to its previous strategy of dealing with COVID. Evidence of China's economic slowdown came as authorities unveiled plans to lift the Shanghai lockdown. The Chinese economy is clearly slowing down as severe lockdowns send major cities into hibernation. Its effects will be felt in Germany as well. 2 weeks after a female suicide bomber blew herself up in Karachi, the alleged female bomber was arrested, killing 4 people. The Taliban called the Afghan Human Rights Commission unnecessary. Sri Lanka's new Prime Minister has warned that the most difficult month of our lives is coming. Sri Lankan President Gotabaya is clinging to power despite violent protests and a new Prime Minister. India banned all wheat. Delhi is affected by 49 degrees Celsius as the heat wave has engulfed India.
Pakistani news. According to reports, the meeting between Nawaz Sharif and Aleem Khan lasted for 2 hours. However, while talking to media, Aleem Khan said that he could not hold political talks yet and the situation in the country would improve. It may be recalled that even in March this year, Abdul Aleem Khan had met Nawaz Sharif in London. Remember that Aleem Khan was an old friend of Imran Khan, but now his ways have diverged and he has become close to. According to Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf (PTI), Imran Khan has challenged the powerful mafia and he is aware of all the dangers. PTI has also requested the people to offer special prayers for the safety of Imran Khan. Chinese Prime Minister Li Keqiang contacted his Pakistani counterpart Mian Shahbaz Sharif, discussed Pak-China relations and the bombing. Chinese ministry talked about. According to details, Prime Minister Mian Shahbaz Sharif and his Chinese counterpart Li Keqiang had a telephone conversation. The Chinese Foreign Ministry says that Prime Minister Li Keqiang said that we will continue to support Pakistan unwaveringly. Also read, CCTV footage of Karachi bombing surfaced during a telephone conversation. The Chinese Prime Minister said that we will continue to support Pakistan's defense of national sovereignty and security as usual. Support for Pakistan's economic development and financial stability will continue. A woman was killed and 11 others, including a child, were injured in an explosion in Kharada area of Karachi. According to details, a powerful explosion took place in Kharada area of Karachi. A fire broke out in a warehouse near نیومیمن Mosque on Jannah Road, after which a fire brigade was called. 11 people were injured in the blast. The injured were shifted to a hospital. The blast took place in Iqbal Market. Police and rescue agencies rushed to the spot and cordoned off the area and started rescue operations. Damaged Lieutenant Colonel RETD, Asim Imran Khan AP. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe this channel.